welcome back to the Being Grounded podcast. We're on a mission to help you redefine success, become the best version of yourself, and just find peace in this fast-paced world. Hi, my name is Molly.
Hi, my name is Fleur.
In today's episode, we want to talk all about finalizing our 2025 goals. And yes, you heard that correctly. 2025, we are not 2026 yet. Next episode will be our 2026 goals, but for today we want to talk all about finalizing the ones that we set for ourselves this year. So I really feel like now is a great time to really wrap it all up, just finish off things you started and didn't finish, tie up loose ends, and even just acknowledge to yourself, is this what I still want? We've broken this video down into two sections. The first one is goals this year that we did and that we did not achieve, and the second section is tips for finalizing our 2025 goals. So Fleur, do you want to walk me through, like, what have you achieved this year that you're proud of? I'd love to hear. I mean, I already know from looking at the list.
I'd love to hear looking at
I want to see.
We actually did script this episode for once, but yeah, there are so many goals I did actually achieve this year, but because I don't want to ramble the entire episode, I'm just going to say the ones that I'm the most proud of. The first goal, and the one that I'm probably the most proud of, is that I got first class honours in English and creative writing and graduated in September. And you don't understand, like, for someone that has had only 2-1s for 2.5 years, I genuinely thought that I was not going to get a first class, and I put my all into getting a first class. I mean, you can ask anyone. All I did was study, and I did it. My final assignments all got firsts. They were the best work I have ever done, and honestly, like, seeing that certificate on my wall just goes to show that I can do anything I set my mind to, and that I very much did manifest it, because I basically had on my mood board a fake one with my name that I put on there, and every day I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I did. So that was the first one. The second goal was to write my first poetry collection, or at least start it, which I've done. It's not out in the world, obviously. I've not spoken about it. It's a very cool project that I've been working on for probably a year, and I've just left it now. It's on the sideburns because when I do come back to it, I'm going to put a lot more work into it. There are a few things that I need to make and a lot more that I have to put into it, but it's started. It took me about a month to make, and I think I did it probably just as I came out of uni, so in September, but I had the idea growing for about a year. So that was something else I did. The third one was hit 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and I'm going to be real with you, my goal was a lot higher. For this year, my goal was a lot higher, and I actually really wanted to reach 100,000. And I know that sounds insane. It's like, Fleur, like, how the hell did you think you were going to do that? It was my goal, and honestly, I'm going to say this now, that's going to be one of my main goals for next year, and I do believe that I will achieve it. I think that hitting 1,000 YouTube subscribers is very hard, and since then I have been growing much faster. Like, I'm already at 1.03 already, so it's one of those things where it's like, I know that now that I've gotten past the hard part, it will only get better from here. So I'm being realistic. I'm putting it out there that my goal was much higher for that, but you know what, I'm proud of myself for what I did achieve with YouTube, and I can't wait to see where it will go in the future. My fourth goal was to go on a solo trip / fly by myself and go on more solo dates. I did not have it planned to fly to another country by myself or go to a concert in London by myself and then also go to a cinema by myself. Like, I did not have it in me to think that I could do all of those things, but I did. I flew to Italy by myself for my best friend's 21st. I went to see Tate McRae in London, and I went to see the Taylor Swift movie in Farnham like a few months ago, where I met one of my now really good friends to the cinema by myself. And that just goes to show that when you go on solo dates, you'll put yourself out of your comfort zone, and I definitely did more of that this year. The next thing was to confront more strangers by complimenting them and initiating conversations. I did this a lot. Anytime I saw a pretty girl, I went up to her and I went, "You're so pretty." And it always made their day. I could just tell.
Sorry.
Anytime.
Confronting, when you said when you said confronting, I thought you meant like going up and being like, how dare you?
No, sorry, I probably used the wrong word. I didn't mean it like confronting in an argumentative way.
Confronting.
More just like a
Sorry for interrupting.
whatever was on my mind, I liked to just tell them. So if I only did this with women. I did not do this with men. I didn't go up to any. I mean, I wasn't thinking anything about men to say anything, but it's mainly just a woman thing. Like if I saw a woman I thought was beautiful, I went up to her. If I saw an outfit I liked, I went up to her. Like I was just very like comfortable, and I'm much more comfortable going up to women than I used to be. And I think that I feel very safe with women, which is why I feel like I can just very randomly say things. Like I remember there was this one time I was just coming off the tube. There was a girl right in front of me, and I instantly just went, I love your makeup. And it almost gave her whiplash because she didn't have enough time to realize what I'd said. And she just very quickly turned around and was like, oh my god, thank you. So I just think moments like that make my day. I do it at the pharmacy I work at. I'm always complimenting my customers, saying I love your nails, I love your hair, I love your outfit, I love your perfume, what are you wearing? And honestly, it just makes me happy because it's like a good way of making friends. The next thing that I achieved was going on a summer trip with the girls, where I actually went on 2 this year. I went to Italy, as I said, and I also went to Spain with Molly. I vlogged both of them, so they'll be on my YouTube channel if you would like to see what we did while we were there. And then the last one was to buy a camera. Now, I actually didn't buy myself a camera. It was a gift that I received from my family, and it was my dream camera. So to even imagine that I was able to do that, something that had literally been on a mood board for about a year or 2, and then to achieve it this year just goes to show that sometimes you can have goals on your mood board, but that doesn't always mean that it's the right timing and that it will happen this year. Like I've had many goals which I wanted 2 years ago that are only now happening, like right now, the second. So it's like at this point, even if you haven't achieved something, and we'll get to this more later on when I say the things I didn't achieve, you will know that deep down these things are still something you want to achieve, and in the future you may achieve them. But yeah, what about you, Molly? Like, what are some things that you achieved this year? I would love to hear.
Thank you. Wow. Honestly, first of all, yeah, I'm just so proud of you, and you deserve every single one of those successes and even more. Like Fleur, I don't think I know a hardworking person, so
Aww,
I'm so proud of you. Keep going. Things that I achieved this year, first of all, hitting 1k followers on TikTok. I know this isn't like a massive milestone in the grand scheme of things, but I'm still proud of it. I'm still happy. I'm still very grateful. This was just something that, and to be fair, on my mood board, on my vision board, I did have 10,000, but it's never too late, right? Like, who knows? There's still 3 weeks left. Number 2 was host an event. Again, something that I had on my vision board, and just so happened I ended up hosting a networking event with my friend Samaya, who has also been on this podcast previously. We hosted a networking event to raise money for an orphanage in Thailand, and we ended up raising a lot of money. I just recently saw all the pictures of when the aid and the food was delivered, and oh my god, it brought me to tears just seeing that impact, you know. So that was one of the things. And even though only, I think it must have been about 7 people turned up, we still managed to raise £60 from that event alone, which, to put it into context, £5 feeds 50 children. So when you put it in that perspective,
it's crazy.
That is
and I did donate.
That's crazy,
so
right?
It makes me very, very happy to know that.
And
I've
Fleur
given
donated
meals to little kids.
Yeah.
I love children.
Number 3 is getting 3 modelling jobs, which I'm very proud of. Again, like something that I never thought I'd ever be able to do, like when I was younger. But just goes to show that how people perceive you is truly in your mindset. Like if I believed I was ugly, I wouldn't get those jobs, you know, but because I believed that, like, yeah, I can do this, I get the job. So it's just like, it really is your mindset. Number 3 is reaching over 300 subscribers. But that's a lie, not yet, but it will be soon. reaching over 300 subscribers. Again, so happy, so proud of that. Don't really know what else to say on that, really. Number 4 is went abroad for the first time twice. And I remember I put a picture of a plane on my vision board. And I remember it being like February sort of time, thinking, yeah, I don't know why I put this on there. That's just obviously not going to happen.
And then
this
I
year.
came along.
literally like a month or two later, Fleur's like, Molly, let's go to Spain. Then we literally booked and went to Spain with 2 other friends, and yeah, that was my first time ever going abroad. And then I went again to Poland in July. Again, don't underestimate the power of your vision board. The next one is achieving a distinction at college. You know, again, I feel like all of these just really come from mindset. Like when I first got my first grade, I got was a distinction, and I was just, because I knew that is what I got, that like set the standard. I was like, well, obviously the next one I get is going to be a distinction. Keep getting one where it's like, obviously I know the next one will be a distinction. Like, I literally didn't even have any doubt in my mind that I wouldn't get it. So that's kind of how, like, you just have to really like believe, you know, just eliminate any doubt, and that is really how I think I got that. Even though in the exams, I'm not very good at exams, so I only passed the exams and got a merit. Whereas on all the assignments, I got distinctions. So it kind of brung up my overall grade. The next one is receiving multiple PR packages.
How do you get PR packages? Because I've not even tried.
Some of them, they just email me and be like, oh, we want to send you some stuff.
I have had a few
Sometimes
emails like that, but I'm not going to lie, I just ignore them because they're not related to what I want to do. I remember I had one for swimming goggles. I was like, how would I imagine I'm in the middle of a YouTube video and it's like, you really just want to, have you ever wanted to go swimming? Like, someone would so say yes to that, but that person is not me. Like, it has to be related.
Like, start diving into your goals.
Start diving into your 2026
oh my God.
goals by swimming.
Literally. But yeah, so some of them you just get emailed. So receive multiple PR packages. Again, so happy with that. And finally, learning to read Arabic. This was on my vision board for 2025, and although I can't speak it, although I just about read it, I still learned how to read it. And so yeah, again, like one of those things where I thought, yeah, this is not going to happen. Like, why did I put it on there? Bam, out of nowhere, I can read words. So happy days.
That is so cool.
I feel like it all happens when you completely detach yourself from the outcome. I detached myself from wanting to learn to read and write and hear and speak and that. So when I fully detached is when it actually happened. It's when it came into fruition. It's when I was given opportunities to be able to learn. Never underestimate the power of your vision board and your mindset. If you go into something believing without a shadow of a doubt, that is how I am telling you I got my distinction, because I knew in my head that, like, there was no way that I would just not get it. Like, I just knew that was the outcome. And I knew once I achieved the first one, I was like, well, obviously the next one's going to be the same. Obviously the next one will be the same. And that's how it happens, you know. Same with how Fleur hit her first. Like, she knew she was going to get it. She put the work in. She knew she was going to get it. And so she got it.
Yeah, it's really just all about, like, believing yourself and knowing that no matter what, even if it's difficult, you will get there one day.
So now moving on to what we did not achieve, as we have achieved a lot. Now we want to talk about a few things that we did not achieve. So Fleur, what have you not achieved this year? It makes it sound really sad. Like,
what did I not do? But it's all right, because I know that I'll get there one day. Okay, so the goals that I didn't achieve this year, obviously I spoke about the YouTube one. The second one was to eat at a restaurant alone. This was something that I really wanted to do but didn't do, more because I was just, like, really nervous about it. The next one was a brand deal. I would like to be able to work with a brand, even if it's a small one, in the next year, and hopefully a lot more than just small ones. The next one was to go to a networking event. I have actually gone to a networking event, so I don't know why I'm saying this, but I mean, like, yeah, I have gone, but I mean, I want to go with one that wasn't linked to my university. So I want to go to one where I've either been invited or I'm like going with Molly or something like that, which is not in relation to my uni. So that is something that I would like to do. The next one is to become an intermediate Farsi speaker. I can write Farsi, I can read, and I can very basically speak it, but I want to be able to speak it intermediately and have conversations. And then the next one after that was to have my dream apartment in London. I've always wanted to live in London ever since I was a little girl. It's been a dream of mine for a very long time. It's something I still really want to do. I don't know if it will be London. I just know that I would like to move out and have my own apartment And London is a place that I've always wanted to live in. I've always wanted to experience the city. I've always wanted to be a city girl. And so I'm going to stay true to that goal, because that's a goal I've had for a very long time, and see where it takes me in the next year, because I definitely do know that I will be moving out next year. I just don't know when, what, where, but we will figure that out. But yeah, what about you, Molly? What goals did you not achieve, but you will soon? Let's reframe it.
I love that. That is such a good way to reframe it. So the first one is, and actually I put that here as well, reaching 10k followers on my platforms. As of yet, as of yet, that's literally Fleur's mindset. Haven't achieved it yet, but it will come soon. And I just know that, again, everything happens for a reason. I do believe that when it's supposed to happen, it will happen. And yeah. Number 2 is being a panelist. I did get offered to be one. However, I had to decline the opportunity just because I was supposed to be going on holiday that day. Again, unfortunately, I didn't go on holiday, so I could have gone. But it's okay. Like I said, everything happens for a reason. I did get offered to be a panelist speaker and talk about content creation and marketing when I had my business. But it just didn't happen. And the final one is move out. Again, something that didn't happen, but it's okay, because you know what? I'm quite happy here.
Yeah. It's not the time.
I do like my home. I like being with my family. Exactly. I'm still so young.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only 18.
And maybe we'll end up moving to London together, you know? I could so see us having... We've always said we're going to have our own apartment, and one of the rooms is going to be the studio for the podcast. Like, that's a dream that we've had for a very long time. And I do see myself moving with at least someone. And... I don't know. I mean, I would like to experience living alone, but I also do think I've experienced that, you know, like I know what it's like, so I know that I'm okay with it. Like, I've gone past that stage of my life. I would love to live with a friend again, or someone. Like, I just
think
it would be so much fun. So maybe. I mean, that's like a goal we've had.
We could decorate at Christmas.
I know. So yeah,
maybe.
God. Who knows?
That'd be cute.
We'll see.
Who knows? 2026 might be the year we both move to London.
Whether it's together or separately, we'll both be there.
Exactly. Period. So now onto the final section, which is our 3 tips for finalising our 2025 goals. So, Fleur, what are your tips for finalising your 2025 goals? What have you got? Like, how are you going to do it?
Okay, well... I've got a lot to say on this. So the first tip that I have is to make sure you don't pressure yourself to start any new projects and feel the need to complete them. I mean, of course, you can plan them out and start them, but you don't need to then feel the need to force yourself to have it done by the end of 2025, as you may possibly burn yourself out. So I think it's very important that when you are setting yourself goals for 2026, you don't necessarily need to be like, oh my god, I need to get it done by the end of the year. Or even when you look at the goals that you did set for yourself to achieve in 2025, if you haven't achieved them yet, that doesn't mean that you then need to stress out and find a way to achieve them. I do think it's important that if you know there is something you can achieve by the end of the year, then get it done, like work on it. But if there isn't, then don't stress out too much about it. The second tip is to be grateful for what you have achieved and the lessons you've learned along the way, rather than only thinking about what you haven't achieved yet. But also, is there a reason why you didn't achieve those goals? Do you still align with them and want to achieve them? Like, that is a question you need to ask yourself. It's something that I have like written down in my notes here, where if there are things that you haven't achieved yet, don't just automatically say you want to achieve them in 2026. Make sure you figure out whether that is actually something you still want in your life. And if you know that it doesn't align with the person that you are, then you don't need to worry about achieving it anymore. Like, no one is holding you accountable to achieving these goals but yourself. And if this is not something you want in your life, you have the free will to say you don't want that said thing. And it goes the same with the people that you're surrounded by as well. And then the last tip I have is more of a question that I want you and whoever the listener is right now to think about. Who is the person you set out to become at the start of 2025? I'm sure that at the start of the new year, you did have an idea of the person that you wanted to become. You did have an idea of who you wanted to be at the end of the year. And do you still believe that you have become that person? And if you do, then that means you have progressed over the past 12 months. And that is what you should be focusing on and what you should be proud of, rather than thinking about the things you didn't achieve. If, however, you do believe that there is still a gap between the person that you were at the start of the year and the person that you wanted to be at the end of the year, then instead of feeling guilty about it, understand why that might be and what you can then do in 2026 to change that. So for example, for me, one of the things that I would say I haven't achieved is to be full-time with my content creation and with the projects that I have. I've always said that growing up, this is what I wanted to do. It's always been something I've achieved to do, being an author, being a podcaster, being a YouTuber, having my own business one day, being a difference and making a difference in the world. These sort of things are goals that I've had for a very long time, and they're not easy. Being self-employed is something I've wanted my whole life. It's not easy. And there is still a gap between who I am right now and that person who is self-employed, who is making money, who is all the things that I want my future version of me to be. I can very easily say I'm a failure, I haven't achieved it, it's not my time, I'm not going to do it, which, don't get me wrong, I do have those thoughts. Sometimes that is the reason why I can't sleep at night, because I'm just thinking like of all the things that I want and how I haven't achieved them yet, and how, like, when are they going to happen, basically. But then also at the same time and in the same breath, I can think, well, how can I make it better? How can I analyze my content better? What kind of content can I make that maybe will be better for me and will fit better with the niche that I'm in? How can I, what can I do to get to that place? How can I fill the gap? Because there is a gap there for a reason, and it's really just analyzing why that gap is there and understanding how you can then fix it going forward, because you have the ability to create the life of your dreams. But if you A, don't believe in yourself, and B, don't care enough to fill the gap, you won't get there. And yeah, those are my 3 tips for finalizing 2025 goals. What about you, Molly?
Oh, I really love that. Honestly, I feel like those are such valuable pieces of advice, you know, like it's so easy, again, like you said, to go into even next year as well, thinking, oh, you know, I'm a failure, and because I failed at my 2025 goals, or because there was things I didn't achieve, it means I can't achieve these next goals, it means I can't ever set them again. That's victim mentality, you know, that's lack mindset. We all around here, we are about growth mindset. It's about growing and knowing that just because you didn't achieve it doesn't mean it's impossible. You can achieve it, just happens at the right time, you know. So my 3 tips for finalizing my 2025 goals is, number 1, to ask yourself if the goals you set at the start of this year are still something that you want. I really do believe that sometimes we go after things and we go after goals that we set almost because we want to prove that we can actually do it, not because we actually want it, just to prove a point. So for example, I put a particular holiday on my vision board this year, and it got to the point where, to be fair, I wasn't deep down, I wasn't entirely, I suppose, bothered about going, but because I put it on my vision board, I tried to bend over backwards to make it happen. I literally tried and did everything possible. I fell out of my family, it was a whole thing to try and make this happen. And what were the repercussions of that? Well, the repercussions of that, you may ask, is the fact that I actually got scammed. I got scammed of £400. So it just goes to show, that if something is not meant to happen at a particular time, it will not happen at that particular time, and you will learn a bad lesson from it. When you let yourself just experience life, and when you let things that you want to happen just come to you naturally without forcing, being a magnet, it will be filled with so much beauty and blessings and funness, you know. I wouldn't have got scammed if the time was right. I would have gotten scammed if it wasn't right, and I wouldn't have gone again if the time was not right. Number 2 is, if the goal is extremely out there, maybe try and change it to kind of make it achievable. When I say change it to make it achievable, I mean, don't change the goal entirely. I don't believe in unrealistic, but I do believe in unachievable in a particular time frame. So really think and I don't mean unrealistic, I don't believe in unrealism, but is it actually achievable? So for example, if I put next week I want to be able to hit 1 million followers, realistically I've only got 300, so is that actually a achievable goal within the time frames that I've set? So maybe instead of putting 1 million, I might put 5,000, or maybe I might put 500, you know, to actually set and make it more achievable, so you don't disappoint yourself, but also it gives you a number to work towards. Finally is break down the goal into achievable tips. It's better to get your teeth stuck into something now and be close to achieving it in 2026 than just to give up and rush it or achieve it but not do it very well. So break down the goal. Stay, okay, right, I want to set up a business. What do I need to do right now? And instead of saying I want a 6-figure business by the end of 2025, how about you say, I want to start up a business. I want it to be successful. What can I do now to start? First of all, I need to come up with my business plan. I need to develop and work on this. Then I can pitch to an investor. So first of all, start off and work on your business plan, or work on investing and buying stock for your business. Whatever it is, pick the first step and work on it, because best believe once you've actually picked one thing that you can do and get your teeth stuck in it, don't just try and skip all the steps just to try and have your 6-figure business. Once you get your teeth stuck in your business plan and you become so invested in it, there's no going back. Now, January, you're going to start pitching to potential investors, or to get a loan, or to the bank, or whatever it is. So really and truly, just actually pick smaller goals that you know that you can do within the time frame that you have set.
Right, that leads us to the end of this episode. Before we finish it off, we're just going to say one thing this week that we're going to be doing to stay grounded, which we actually forgot to do last episode, so sorry about that. But Molly, what are you going to be doing this week to help you stay grounded?
I'm not going to lie to you, Fleur. There's no time for grounding this week. Or next week, or the week after. Because I'm doing Growthmas, which is like a self-development video combined with a vlog every single day. So it's a lot. I think the most I am doing to try and stay grounded is to read. Just trying to stay on top of my reading, as I find it very relaxing, very informative. So yeah, what about you, Fleur?
Honestly, I relate to you in the sense of it's not that time of year. It's funny because obviously our podcast is all about making sure that even if it isn't the right time, you're still gonna find a way to make it work. And in all honesty, it's a difficult thing, but when you try, you will make it work. So for me, it's just a matter of balancing work and play, and just finding a balance between the both, which I think I have been doing. I'm working very hard, but then also I've got my things that I'm looking forward to at the same time. So yeah, and I would say that's a great end for the episode. If you enjoyed this episode, then leave a comment down below, subscribe, hit 5 stars, whatever it is that you want to do to help us. And we have Instagram.
Share it to all of your friends, your mom, your nan, your dog.
We have an Instagram, a YouTube, all under the name The Being Grounded Podcast. We're on TikTok as well, and we post episodes every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. So without further ado, we will see you next Tuesday for the first part of our 3-part 2026 series, which I'm very excited about. We'll hopefully get the video for that as well, because I know recently we haven't been doing video because we've had a problem with it, but hopefully for this series we will be on YouTube, and we will see you then. Bye bye, my lovelies.
Bye.